Evening, Miss Craig.
Hello, Mr.
Hey, let me help you with that.
Oh, I can make it.
Yes, my pleasure, Mrs. Craig.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to be of any assistance. Oh, apples.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. You know the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
What do you use to keep policemen away? 8 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is station WNAC. When you hear the gong, the time will be exactly 10 seconds to 7 o'clock. The Battle of Brains is on the air. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Don Wilson. Tonight, Tom Taylor Cigars bring you that popular quiz contest, The Battle of Brains. 100 mystery novels. Rufus Scott needs no introduction.
James. Julie, you nearly scared me out of my skin.
Where's Barry?
What's the matter, darling?
I've got to see Barry right away. Where is he?
He's on the radio. It's a quiz contest.
When will he be home?
As soon as the program's over, I guess. What's the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Where's the mat? Someone was going to commit murder in the darkroom. Chloroform. He flashed a light in my face.
Hey, wait a minute. You sit down and get your breath. You're a little hysterical. I'll get you some sherry.
I don't want any sherry. Oh, I suppose it'll take Barry ages to get home.
Forget Barry for a minute and take it easy. Here, it's good for what ails you. Now, look, will you stop the double talk and speak slowly and tell me what happened?
Well, nothing has happened yet. That is, nothing serious. But there's going to be a murder unless we stop it.
Who's gonna murder who?
I don't know, Jane. I don't know. But whoever was with me in that darkroom this afternoon was there to kill. He had a handkerchief in his hand. It reeked of chloroform. And then he put a flashlight on my face, and I screamed. And then all of a sudden, I heard the door to the darkroom open and close. Evidently, whoever was there was after somebody else, because when he put the light in my face, why,
Whoa, now wait a minute. Come on over and sit down, hon. Try to unlax.
I'm sorry to prattle on like an idiot.
I know, but you're excited, sure. Look, Julie, you keep talking about all this happening in a darkroom. What do you mean, darkroom?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew. For the past 3 months, I've been working for the McCormick Commercial Photography Studio.
Oh, I see. And by darkroom, you mean the developing room.
That's right. Have you quit the theater? I'm afraid the theater quit me. So I took a job posing for the McCormick studio. I sort of worked myself in until now I'm chief cook and bottle washer.
Oh, I see. Well, now that we've got all that cleared up, suppose you start at the beginning.
Well, Mac, well, that is, Mr. McCormick has been having a rather tough time of it lately. As a matter of fact, Kirk Fenley, the photographer, and I didn't even get paid last week. And then came our big break. Yesterday, the Cottrell Silver Company said that they would give us a terrific deal if we could get Mrs. Isabel Fleming to endorse their product.
You mean the Isabel Fleming?
Yes.
The wealthy society leader?
Yes.
How could you possibly hope to get a snooty old gal like that to pose for an advertisement?
Well, her niece, Erica McCormick, is the boss's wife.
Oh. Did you swing the deal?
We took the photograph an hour ago. Everything went like clockwork. And it was after that that I went into the darkroom. And then is when it happened. I thought at first I'd tell Mac, and then I decided I'd better get Barry's advice. So I sneaked away and came over here.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, just a minute. It's for you.
Hello? Yes. Well, what was wrong? Well, don't you know? Oh. Yes, I'll be there. Goodbye.
What's the matter?
We have to take the picture over again tonight. The negatives are missing. They can't find them anywhere.
Isn't that a rather odd thing to happen?
Oh, Jane, I'm scared. Don't you see, someone's gotten rid of those negatives, so we'd have to take the picture over, so that we'd all have to come back there. Whoever it is wants another chance. Maybe tonight he won't bungle.
It's chilly, isn't it?
Oh, if Barry were only here.
Who was that on the phone?
Mac, Mr. McCormick, the boss.
But how did he know that you were here?
I left word with Pop, the elevator man, to call me here if anyone wanted me.
What are you going to do?
I don't know, but I've got to get back.
Listen, if I were you, I'd tell Mac immediately. What's the matter? Are you afraid that he might be the one who was...
Of course not. I'll tell him.
And you better tell the others, too. And as soon as Barry gets home, I'll rush him right over there.
Thanks.
They will then be taken away, and you will have 5 seconds to name each article. All right, miss? Now, Mr. Craig, if you'll step over here to this microphone, please, and Inspector, if you'll come up on my left. All right, gentlemen, are you ready? All right, here we are. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, take it away. All right, Mr. Craig, it's your first.
Oh, Julie.
Oh, Jane, I was just going to telephone you.
What about? What's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong. As a matter of fact, I was going to tell you not to bother to come over. Everything's going smoothly. We're all set to take the picture.
Well, I don't understand. Didn't you tell Mac and the others what happened this afternoon?
No. No, I didn't.
Why not?
Well, because I came to the conclusion that I was just imagining things.
You mean you imagine someone tried to grab you? You imagine you smell chloroform?
Could have been someone was playing a joke.
Joke?
Besides, this picture means everything to the boss. If it doesn't turn out, he's finished. He's through. If Mrs. Fleming and some of the models should find out, there's no telling what'll happen. They might walk out on her before he gets the picture, and then Mac would...
Oh, I see. You're in love with Mac, aren't you?
Mac is married.
That doesn't answer my question.
No. No, I'm not in love with him. Does that answer your question?
Well, it's an answer.
He's a grand guy, Jane. If you met him, you'd understand.
Why don't you introduce me to him?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. Of course I'll introduce you to him. I want you to meet all of them. Kirk and Dewar, too. I've told them all about you. Jane, you won't say anything.
Oh, of course not.
What about Barry?
Oh, I left a note for him to come over here, but don't worry. I'll get to him first and explain everything.
You're an angel.
Well, thanks. Better open the door a little wider and let my wings through. Oh, excuse me.
That's all right. That's it. Hold it. Now move the candelabra a little more to the right. A little more. Just a little more.
Hey, boys. Boys, I want you to meet Jane Craig. You've heard me speak of her, and here she is in person.
Hey, she really is cute.
And this is Jane Craig, Mr. Fenley. This is Kirk.
How do you do?
And this is Harry Dewar, the assistant genius. Kirk, look over her hand.
Oh,
How do you do?
yeah.
Mac, I want you to meet my pal, Jane Craig.
Oh.
Well, Mac.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is Jane Craig, Mr. McCormick.
Oh,
How do you
Mr.
do?
McCormick and I've met before.
Oh, really?
You have?
Oh, yes, I ran into him downstairs. He told me how to find you.
Oh, yes, I remember. Oh, I'm sorry if I was rude.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't have any business barging in like that.
No, that's okay. Everything set, boys?
Yes, all set.
Better round up the people, Julie.
Yes, Mac. Look, if you'll stand right over here, you can see exactly how it's done. I'll only be a minute. Miss Lawrence. Coming. Whenever you're ready, Mrs. Fleming.
I'll be right there.
All right, folks, on the set, please.
Okay. You owe me $1.50.
I know.
What time is it anyway?
9 o'clock, right on the dot.
Don't tell me this thing is going to come off on
I
time.
hope so. I've got a date.
All right, folks, take the same positions at the table you had this afternoon. Miss Lawrence, you sit here, please.
Careful of the silverware, folks. It's all been counted.
Joe.
Joke's over. How does it look, Kirk?
Terrific. Will you quit worrying?
I'm not worrying.
We're all set. Bring on Madam Queen.
All right, I'll get her.
Miss Ralston, when we get ready for the take, would you mind looking at the silver and not the camera? This picture's for Cottrell's Silverware, not your Hollywood agent.
Now, look, Mr. Fenley, if you don't like my work, you can get someone else.
Now, Miss Ralston, he didn't mean any harm. Just kidding.
Well, I don't like the way he kids.
I was just coming for you.
Good evening, Ralph.
Good evening, Aunt Isabel. I hate dragging you out on a miserable night like this, but you see, I promised to deliver the photograph in the morning.
Don't be absurd. I like rainy weather. Always did. My husband used to say I was a regular mud hen.
You know, I can't imagine what happened to those negatives.
Ralph,
Yes, what is it?
that woman in the far corner. She wasn't here this afternoon.
Well, no, we couldn't locate the model who posed this afternoon, so we had to engage a substitute.
Well, I'm sorry, but she won't do.
Won't do? Well, I don't understand.
I mean, I will not be photographed with her. I don't like her.
Hello, Princess.
Hello. Hello, Barry. I'll be with you in a minute.
Would you please tell Mrs. Fleming her secretary's here to drive her home?
Yes, certainly.
What's it all about, Princess?
Well, if you're through looking at the scenery, sit down and I'll tell you. Oh, Julie.
Julie, what
What do you suppose happened to her?
She saw that.
Shut the door, Jane.
Inspector?
Yes?
I'm Ralph McCormick.
Well, how do you do?
Not so good. It happened on the second floor, and I thought it best to keep everyone up there.
Mr. McCormick.
Yes?
Are you the party who telephoned to headquarters?
That's right.
Going up. Going up.
The report said Mrs. Isabel Fleming.
That's right.
Say, old-timer, can't we make a little more speed?
Not unless you want to take the stairs.
Well, that's an idea. Drop her down.
This thing will shake your teeth out.
Not mine. I keep them buttoned up here in my pocket. Step down, please. Yes.
So I fell down.
Well, you ride up with the old boy in the elevator and find out what he knows.
Down the hall, Inspector.
Step up, please.
All right, let's go. Now, old timer, I want to ask you a few questions.
Fire away.
What's your name?
Rudy Philpott. What's yours?
Gatlin. Hey, I'm asking the questions. How long you been working here?
Well, let me see now. I was mustered out of the Spanish-American War in 1899. Got a job right off bartending. Hung on to it until the year after the panic in 1908. Same year I lost my teeth.
Look, all I want to know is how long you been working here?
Oh, now you got me off the track. Let me see now. As I was saying, I got out of the Spanish-American War in 1899.
Mr. Kenyon, did you by any chance see Miss Lawrence Lee?
No, I didn't.
You knew her personally, didn't you?
Oh, slightly.
What do you do, Mr. Kenyon?
I'm a dancer in a nightclub.
Where is this nightclub?
Just off Sheridan Square, the Club Cupid.
Oh, sure. I know that place well. That is, I've walked by a good many times and saw the sign.
It's a dump. But I won't be there always.
Where do you live?
322 Bank Street.
Oh, that's the same building Mr. Snyder lives in.
Yeah. We live in the same apartment.
Yeah, that's right.
Right this way, Inspector.
Good evening, Inspector.
Good evening.
The body's in dressing room number 2 over here.
Number 2. What are you doing here?
Oh, just moseying around, asking questions, taking notes. I've got them all written down. If you're interested, might save repetition and time. And by the way, I'd like you to meet my wife, Inspector Clinton.
How do you do, Inspector?
You made good time getting over here, Inspector.
Fond of me. In fact, she was planning to help me out in my troubles. We had a long chat when she first arrived tonight. And she promised to lend me $30,000 to carry on my business.
Indeed?
Yes, that's true. I know it's true. Mr. McCormick would be very stupid to try to do away with the one person who could save him, wouldn't he?
Did you hear Mrs. Fleming promise to lend him the money?
Well, not exactly. You see, I
told her.
Now I get it.
Get what?
Why Julie changed her attitude. You said that after begging you to have us come over here, she treated you like a stepchild when you arrived.
Yeah?
Well, don't you see? Julie was afraid that it was Mac who was going to commit the murder.
That's the new stuff they're using instead of nylon.
Is that so? Then when she found out that Mrs. Rich Witch was going to lend him the money, she figured the necessity for killing her was gone. So she wanted us to forget about the whole thing.
I think you got something there.
You know, that stuff looks nice.
Mrs. McCormick. Erica, if there's anything I can do, my deepest sympathy.
Hello, dear. I tried to get you at the apartment.
I was out to dinner.
I want you to meet Inspector Clinton. Inspector, this is my wife.
Mrs. McCormick, I'm sorry to meet you under such unhappy circumstances. Won't you take a seat? I'd like to ask you a few questions when I can get to you.
Here it is, Inspector.
Madge Lawrence. Height 5'9", 130 pounds, eyes brown, hair grayish.
Hello? Hello? Wake up! Police. The McCormick Studios.
Darling, are you all right?
Who's that shooting?
I didn't stop to ask. What'd you scream about?
I saw a ghost.
Oh, nonsense. There's no such thing as a ghost.
That's what I thought until a minute ago.
Put out the light. What's the matter?
It's back again.
What's back again?
The ghost. It's back again.
Where is it? I don't see it.
Right over there.
Where? Come out of there! Darling, are you all right? Say something.
I got out of the Spanish-American War in 1899.
That's only poor old Pop. Probably thought we were thieves.
Got a job bartender.
The police.
Yeah, I called them.
We better get out of here before we're arrested for breaking and entering. Is the coast clear? Get away from me! Don't you touch me! You lay a hand on me and I'll kill you!
Chloroform cans at this time of the morning.
Because usually the druggist's name is on the label. I want to find out who bought that can. Give me a hand. It's slippery.
Here, help me up.
You stay there, Princess, where it's safe.
You stinker.
What's this all about? Who are these guys?
I don't think they're the newsreel cameraman.
Here, let me help you up. Now, look, fathead. You've been running off the mouth all day about what you think and what you suspect, you know? If you want to stay healthy, you better keep your mouth shut and mind your own business, you know? Don't get any more ideas about the Fleming case, or you'll wind up in the headlines again, and the next time you won't be able to read them, you know?
Whoever hired you must
Whoever hired me told me to give you this.
Oh, darling! Oh!
When When he wakes up, you better remind him what's good for him. You know?
I'll get you a drink. Here, take this.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm the one who got hit.
Sorry, I'm all confused.
He pulled his Sunday punch on me. He'd never gotten away with it if he hadn't pulled his Sunday punch. You know what this proves, don't you?
That Madge Lawrence's suicide had nothing to do with Isabel Fleming's death.
Right. Her death just happened to work in favor of the real killer. You know, my theory was that Madge Lawrence took an overdose of sleeping tablets, you know? Maybe accidentally, maybe on purpose. But her only part in the case was that the murderer planted the knife in her bag knowing that her true identity'd come out and she'd be blamed.
But, darling, I know all that. You've bent my ear all day telling me.
Well, can't you see it's true? That's why the killer hired those hoodlums to scare me off. I'm getting...
Barry.
What is it? What's the matter?
Barry, those two hoodlums, they're waiting out in front for you.
Kenyon, is there any way out of here without going back through the cafe?
There's a fire door in the chorus room, but the girls are making a change.
Oh, come on.
Wait a minute. Blindfold yourself, dear. I'll see if it's all right. Oh, girls, come in. Listen, girls, I'd like to bring a gentleman through here.
A man here.
Oh, but it's a matter of life and death, and besides, he'll be blindfolded. Why don't you? Okay, bring him through.
Thanks for everything, girls.
Why, it's Mr. Craig. Oh, Mr. Craig.
They must know me from my books.
Don't tell me they can read, too.
Philip, here's the money for our drinks.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Look.
Next time, they'll know better. You know?
What'd you find out from Kenyon?
I'll tell you on the way over to Julie's. Hey, taxi!
Find out from Julie.
Hey, taxi! Well, you said you thought she was in love with Mac, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, when a dame's in love with a guy, it's only natural for her to know who the guy's wife's in love with. Hey, taxi!
We'd like to see Miss Julie Taylor, please. Just tell her Mr. and Mrs. Craig.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Taylor checked out about 15 minutes ago.
Checked out? At this time of night? Where'd she go?
I don't know, sir. She didn't leave a forwarding address.
That's strange.
Yes, isn't it? After being here for 2 years. I asked her about her mail, and she didn't answer me at all. She just rushed right on by.
Well, thanks very much. Hello? I wonder if that could have been... No.
No?
No.
Hey, maybe it was... No.
No?
No. Oh, what time is it?
It's 10 after 12.
Hello? Oh, yes, he's here. Who's calling?
This is Erica McCormick.
Oh, just a minute.
It's Erica McCormick.
Hello?
Mr. Craig? Mr. Craig, you've got to help me. I just found out something.
Barry, it's a letter from Julie.
Well, what's so exciting about Julie? Dear Jane, I suppose it's cowardly for me to run away, but I can't bear to hang around and see the grandest person I've ever known suffer. Yes, you guessed it from the start. I love Mac McCormick, but he doesn't know I'm alive. However, I'd like to help him if I could. That's why I'm writing you, Jane. He's in so much trouble, and the reopening of this case will just make it more difficult for him, so won't you please ask Barry to let the matter drop? I'm sure the police had the proper solution to Mrs. Fleming's death. There's no need to ask questions. They'll only bring out a lot of gossip and unpleasantness. Please, Jane, devotedly, Julie.
P.S.
I'd just called Mac at the studio. If only you could have heard his voice, so tired and unhappy. Oh, poor kid.
New York Central Stationery. Evidently, she wrote the letter at the railroad station.
Yeah.
Let me see the envelope. I picked up at 1 a.m.
She obviously thinks Mac did it.
Mm-hmm. Running away to keep from being questioned. She probably doesn't even know about Erica's death.
Barry, Mac was at the studio. She phoned him there. I wonder what time.
Where's my hat?
Here we go again. Barry!
There's your husband, Mrs. Craig. He just fainted.
Oh, darling, wake up. What's happened to you? Are you hurt? Oh, darling.
Hurt? I'm dead. But if this is heaven, how did that guy get in here?
It's lucky for you we happened along.
Happened along? I knew you were following me. What detained you?
Dear, did I sound like Julie on the telephone?
No, he recognized your voice immediately. But then I got the first break I've had since I've been on this case. Just after you telephoned, Julie herself called.
But that wasn't Julie. That was me, too.
You?
Yes, I called the second time, and Dura answered the phone, so I pretended I was long distance, and then that I was Julie.
Oh, Princess, you're wonderful.
Congratulations, Mrs. Craig.
Oh, thank you, Inspector. Oh, darling, do you feel strong enough to go home now?
Oh, sure. Steady as a rock. Well, Inspector, if you ever get in any trouble again, let me hear from you.
Look out, Craig!
Dear.